The physician passed me a hidden message that stated, "Avoid returning home, escape." That evening, I learned my relatives were scheming to place me in an assisted facility to take all my possessions. But what they ignored was that I possessed a concealed fact that would alter their existences permanently. My title is Martha Caldwell, and I'm 70 years old. For 45 years, I believed I had nurtured a caring child. Benjamin entered my existence when he was merely 2 years old. A deserted youngster my spouse and I took in. With full devotion, I provided him all, schooling, warmth, and periods of forfeit. When my spouse departed 10 years prior, Benjamin became my sole kin, along with his partner Eleanor and my descendant Olivia. But that Tuesday, during what ought to have been a standard medical visit, my realm collapsed, Dr. Elliot Sterling, my reliable healer of numerous periods, inspected me as he typically did, but something regarding his conduct appeared unusual. His fingers shook lightly as he measured my vital pressure, and he evaded straight visual link. "All appears fine, Mrs. Caldwell," he mentioned, his speech tense. "Your tests are ideal, your pulse is robust, you possess many fine periods before you." As I rose to depart, I sensed him near from rear. Abruptly, while I was taking my bag, Dr. Sterling quietly placed a creased sheet into its base. He did it so swiftly that I nearly missed it. "Be careful, Mrs. Caldwell," he stated with a strained grin, "and recall, relatives aren't constantly what they appear." His statements caused a shiver along my back. What did he imply by that? Why had he delivered me that message so covertly? I exited the clinic with my pulse racing, but I chose not to view the message until I reached residence. During the taxi journey, 1,000 ideas crossed my thoughts. Dr. Sterling had never behaved so oddly. He was a grave, expert individual who had known my relatives since Benjamin was a youth. Why would he be delivering me covert communications now? When I reached the dwelling, Benjamin was in the sitting space with Eleanor and Olivia. The trio were conversing in low tones, but they suddenly quieted when they spotted me. Eleanor had various sheets in her grasp that she swiftly concealed behind her. "How was your healer's visit, Mom?" Benjamin questioned, his grin not touching his gaze. "All's well, child," the healer stated. "I'm in ideal wellness," I answered, attempting to seem regular. Eleanor shared a glance with Benjamin that didn't escape me. Why did they appear so let down? Were they expecting the healer would inform me I was unwell? "That's excellent, great," Grandma Olivia stated, but her speech sounded oddly distant. "It means you have ample time remaining to relish yourself." That evening at supper, I observed my relatives were behaving very oddly. Benjamin scarcely spoke to me. Eleanor responded in single words, and Olivia evaded my gaze. There was a strain in the atmosphere that you could slice with a blade. "Is something amiss?" I eventually questioned. "No, Mom, all's well." Benjamin answered swiftly, "We're merely weary." After supper, I went to my chamber with a burdened spirit. Something was certainly occurring, and the healer's message was beginning to clarify. With quivering fingers, I removed the sheet from my bag and unfolded it. What I viewed stole my breath. "Mrs. Caldwell, your relatives were here yesterday. Eleanor inquired about your cognitive condition, and if I could verify that you require special support. They desire to place you in an assisted facility. They also questioned about your legacy and holdings. Avoid returning home. Escape Dr. Sterling." My fingers began to quiver uncontrollably. My own relatives, the child I nurtured with such devotion, the in-law I handled like my own offspring, my descendant who was always my treasure. Abruptly, it all clarified. The odd glances, the murmurs, the concealed sheets. They weren't let down because I was in good wellness. They were angry because the healer hadn't cooperated with their schemes. I couldn't rest that evening. Every sound in the dwelling startled me. I lay awake listening, attempting to grasp how I had arrived at this juncture. How was it feasible that the relatives for whom I had forfeited all was now plotting against me? At 2:00 in the morning, I heard voices in the cooking area. I rose quietly and crept toward my chamber door. I could clearly hear Benjamin, Eleanor, and Olivia conversing in soft tones, but loud enough for me to comprehend every term. The cursed healer wouldn't assist, Eleanor stated with annoyance. I described to him that the elder female is losing her cognition, that she sometimes doesn't identify anyone, that she leaves fuel on, but he insisted she's completely well. Calm down, my dear, Benjamin answered. We'll locate another healer, one who's ready to endorse the sheets we require. But what do we do with her? Meanwhile, Olivia questioned. I already reserved my place at the university in the U.S. I require that funds now, not in 5 years when she eventually passes from age. Olivia, don't speak like that, Benjamin reprimanded, though without much belief. You make a valid point, though. We need to proceed swiftly. The dwelling is valued at nearly $500,000, and with her allowance and reserves, we could exist comfortably until she passes. Eleanor concluded coldly, Look, I didn't enter this. Relatives to support a doddering elder female. I wed you because I thought you'd receive soon, but it's been 10 years and she's still here expending our funds. Our funds, I echoed silently, feeling anger start to grow in my torso. All my funds earned with my and my late spouse's effort they viewed as their own. Tomorrow I'm going to speak with the attorney, Benjamin proceeded. I'm going to inquire if we can have her deemed unfit without a healer. There has to be a method. And if that doesn't succeed, Eleanor added, we can always make her existence impossible until she chooses to go to an assisted facility herself. Remove her entertainment. Don't prepare meals for her. Handle her like what she is, a load. Mother, don't be so harsh, Olivia stated. But then she added, though the fact is, I'm already weary of feigning affection for her. She's always there, intruding into our discussions, questioning why we're out so late. It's unbearable. My limbs began to quiver. I leaned against the wall, feeling my realm crumbling around me. These were the individuals for whom I had labored 18 hours a day when Benjamin was small, for whom I had forfeited my aspirations, my connections, my own existence. Recall my 15th birthday, Olivia proceeded. She purchased me that awful crimson outfit and compelled me to wear it. All my companions laughed at me. From that day on, I vowed I'd retaliate someday. And what irritates me the most, Eleanor added, is that she's always boasting about what a fine parent she was, about all she forfeited for Benjamin, as if she were a holy figure. But the fact is, she took him in because she couldn't produce her own offspring. She utilized him to fill her void. Enough already, Benjamin stated, but his tone sounded fatigued, not outraged. Look, in a week I'm going to speak with her. I'll inform her we located a very nice assisted facility, that it would be better for her to be with individuals her own stage. And if she declines, we'll use Scheme B. What Scheme B? Olivia questioned. We make her really lose her cognition, Benjamin answered coldly. We exchange her remedies, we conceal her items, we inform her she did things she didn't do. In a month, any healer will verify that she's cognitively unwell. The horror of his terms hit me like a blow. Not only did they desire to rob me, they desired to ruin my mind, my honor, my reason. They desired to transform me into what they claimed I already was. It's ideal, Eleanor stated, thrilled. And once she's placed, we'll have access to all her funds. We can sell the dwelling, collect her allowance, and handle everything without anyone interfering. Precisely, Benjamin affirmed. And the finest part is that no one will doubt a thing. To the external world, we're the ideal relatives, lovingly supporting an unwell grandmother. They chuckled. The trio chuckled as if they had shared the finest humor in the world. They chuckled at me, at my innocence, at my unconditional devotion for them. In that instant, something within me shattered. It wasn't my heart that had already been broken since I viewed the healer's message. What shattered was my blind trust in goodness, my belief that devotion is always returned, my conviction that relatives is sacred. First thing in the morning, I'm going to create copies of all her cards, Eleanor murmured. That way we can expend a little at a time without her observing. Excellent, Benjamin approved. And I'm going to examine all her sheets. There has to be a testament somewhere that we can alter. Alter how? Olivia questioned. Let's just say that grandmother, in her cognitive confusion, decided to leave everything to us because we're the only ones who support her, Benjamin described with a pleasant tone in his voice. Father, you're a genius, Olivia stated admiringly, but we have to be cautious. What if someone doubts something? No one's going to doubt anything, Eleanor reassured her. She has no companions, no relatives besides us. She's a solitary elder female who is completely reliant on us, who's going to protect her. They were correct. I had no close companions. I had lost touch with most of them when I dedicated myself completely to supporting Benjamin. I had no siblings, my folks had departed years prior. I was completely vulnerable, but what they didn't know, what they had never bothered to discover, was that I had a secret. A secret that would completely alter the balance of power in this situation. When my spouse passed, he left me with more than just devotion and recollections. He left me with a legacy I had kept concealed all these years. $2 million in an overseas bank fund that only I knew about, in addition to 3 holdings abroad that he had purchased his funds. I never informed Benjamin about it, because I wanted to be certain he cherished me for who I was, not for what I possessed. I wanted him to build his own existence to be independent, but now I realized I had been a fool. He had never cherished me. He had just been patiently awaiting for me to perish to receive the little he thought I had. Well, Benjamin stated finally, I think we're all clear. Tomorrow we put the scheme in motion, and recall in front of her. We have to keep being the affectionate relatives we've always been. Of course, Eleanor answered, I'm an excellent performer. I can feign cherishing her for a little while longer. I heard their footsteps retreating toward their chambers. I stayed there, frozen, with the healer's message clutched in my hand. He was correct. I had to escape, but I wasn't going to escape like a frightened victim. I was going to escape like a female who had just awakened from a 45-year-long dream. I was going to escape to scheme the most ideal retaliation they could ever imagine. I spent the rest of the evening scheming. I didn't rest for a minute, but for the initial time and months I felt completely awake. I knew I had to proceed swiftly and wisely. They had underestimated the doddering elder female, but they would soon discover they had awakened the wrong female. At 5:00 in the morning, when I was certain everyone was asleep, I silently removed my smallest luggage and packed only the essentials. Personal documents, a few changes of attire, my remedies, and most importantly, the little notebook where I had noted down all the details of my secret funds. Before departing, I decided to do something that would give me an advantage in the future. I removed my device and activated the voice capturer. Then I feigned I had forgotten something and walked back through the dwelling, making certain to pass near Benjamin and Eleanor's chamber. As I expected, they were already awake, murmuring about their schemes for the day. Eleanor was discussing making copies of my cards, while Benjamin mentioned his meeting with the attorney to inquire about the declaration of incompetence. Do you think she doubts anything? Eleanor questioned, concerned. Impossible, Benjamin answered. She's too old and trusting. Besides, what could she do? She has nowhere to go. She has no funds of her own. She has no companions. We're all she has. It's pathetic, Eleanor added with contempt. 70-year-old female who is completely dependent on us. Sometimes I feel sorry for her, but then I recall she chose this existence. She could have remarried after her spouse passed, but she chose to stay here being the ideal grandmother, and now she's going to pay for that choice. Benjamin concluded coldly. Perfect. I'd captured enough material to sync them. After that, I put the device away and finished getting ready to depart. I left a message on the cooking surface that said, "Gone to handle some tasks. I'll be back later, Martha." I knew they wouldn't doubt a thing. After all, a doddering elder female going on a strategic escape wasn't a possibility they had considered. I took a taxi to the nearest financial institution. It was Wednesday morning, and I knew I had a few hours before my relatives would realize something was amiss. At the institution, I withdrew a considerable amount of cash and verified that my secret funds were intact. The clerk, a young female named Patricia, looked at me with curiosity when I requested to withdraw $5,000 in cash. "Are you certain, ma'am?" "That's a considerable sum to carry around in cash," she stated with genuine concern. "Completely certain," I answered firmly. "I have some personal matters to handle." After the institution, I took another taxi to the most elegant lodge in the city. I knew I needed a spot where I would feel secure while scheming my next moves. The Grand Imperial Lodge was ideal, discreet, comfortable, and with services that would allow me to maintain my privacy. "How long will you be staying with us?" The front desk clerk, an elegant female in her 40s, questioned me. "I'm not certain," I answered. "It could be a week, it could be several months. It depends on how certain relatives' matters unfold." She nodded with professional understanding and assigned me a suite on the 10th floor. As I ascended in the elevator, I felt a mix of terror and excitement. For the initial time in decades, I was making choices just for myself. The suite was lovely, spacious, with a view of the city, elegantly decorated, and equipped with everything I needed. I sat on the sitting room sofa, and for the initial time since the evening before, allowed my emotions to overwhelm me. I wept. I wept for the 45 years I had dedicated to nurturing a child who saw me as a barrier. I wept for the degradations I had endured without realizing it. I wept for the female I had been before I became the ideal grandmother they despised, but after weeping, I wiped away my tears and began to scheme. I removed my notebook and started making a list of everything I needed to do. First, contact my economic guides abroad to activate my funds. Second, hire the finest attorney in the city. Third, find a private sleuth who could assist me document everything my relatives had done and was scheming to do. At 2:00 in the afternoon, my device started to ring. It was Benjamin. "Mother, where are you? It's 2:00 in the afternoon and you haven't returned." His tone sounded concerned, but I could detect the annoyance beneath the concern. "I'm fine, child," I answered calmly. "I decided to take a day for myself. It's been a long time since I did that." "A day for yourself? What does that mean? Where exactly are you now?" His tone was clearly annoyed. "I'm in the city handling some things I needed to do." I lied partially. "Don't worry. I'll be back when I'm finished." "Mother, this isn't like you. You always inform us where you're going." Eleanor is concerned, and so is Olivia. "We need to know where you are." For the initial time in years, I detected something in his tone that surprised me. Panic. He wasn't concerned about my well-being. He was concerned because he had lost control over me. "You know what, Benjamin?" I stated with a calmness that surprised me. "I'm 70 years old. I think I'm old enough to make my own choices about where to go and what to do." There was a silence on the other end of the line. "Mother, you're scaring me." "You don't sound like yourself. Are you taking your remedies?" he questioned, and in that question, I could hear the beginning of their strategy. He was already planting the seed that I was not mentally well. "I'm perfectly fine, child. I've never been better." I answered and ended the call. I immediately turned off my device. I knew they would call me obsessively, and I needed peace to do what I had to do. That afternoon, I hired the most prestigious law group in the city. The lead attorney, a male in his 50s named Dr. Graham Montgomery, received me personally when I mentioned the amount of funds I was willing to pay for his services. "I need complete legal safeguarding," I explained. "My relatives are trying to have me deemed unfit to take control of my assets, but I have captures that prove it's a plot. Dr. Montgomery listened carefully as I played the captures I had made that morning. His expression grew more and more grave. Mrs. Caldwell, this is very grave, he stated finally. What your relatives is scheming constitutes elder mistreatment, plot to commit deception, and potentially forgery of sheets. We could pursue them criminally. That's exactly what I desire, I answered with resolve, but I need to do it strategically. I desire them to pay, but I desire it to be in the most painful way possible for them. Dr. Montgomery grinned. It was the grin of a male who had found a case he liked. Mrs. Caldwell, I think you and I are going to work very well together, he stated. I'm going to assign my finest group to your case, but I need you to inform me everything. Absolutely everything. I informed him about taking in Benjamin, about my spouse, about the years of forfeit, about the concealed legacy, about everything. Dr. Montgomery took notes carefully. You know exactly how much funds you have in your secret funds, he questioned me. $2 million in cash plus 3 holdings abroad that are valued approximately $1.5 million more, I answered. Dr. Montgomery stopped writing and regarded me with renewed respect. Mrs. Caldwell, you are not just a victim of relatives' mistreatment, you are a very powerful female who has been underestimated by her relatives. We are going to use that power to instruct them the lesson of their lives. For the initial time and days, I grinned genuinely. The war had begun, but now I had the right weapons. That evening, from the comfort of my lodge suite, I turned on my device to check my messages. I had 37 missed calls from Benjamin, 15 from Eleanor, and 8 from Olivia. The text messages were becoming more and more desperate. Mother, please respond. We are very concerned, Martha. If you don't reply, we're going to contact the authorities. Grandmother, where are you? Father says you're going to get into trouble. I decided to reply only to Benjamin. I'm fine. Don't concern. I'll return when I'm ready. The response came immediately. Mother, this has to stop. You can't just vanish like this. Your relatives, we have a right to know where you are. A right, I repeated, letting the term hang in the air. Since when does my relatives have a right over me? Since you started acting erratically. He answered, and there he was again, trying to plant the seed that I was mentally unstable. Erratic. Does it seem erratic to you that a 70-year-old female decides to take a few days for herself? Yes. When that female has never done anything like that before. Mother, I think you need to speak to a specialist. You're acting very oddly. A specialist? I questioned, feigning confusion. What kind of specialist, Benjamin? A psychologist, Mother. Someone who can assist you with these behavioral shifts. Perfect. He was admitting his intentions on a call that I was capturing. You know what? Child, you're correct. I do need specialized assistance, I informed him, and I could hear his sigh of relief on the other end of the line. I'm glad you grasp, Mother. Yes, I grasp perfectly. I need a specialist in relatives deception, a specialist in elder mistreatment, and a specialist in psychological control, because that's exactly what you all have been doing to me. The quiet on the other end of the line was deafening. Mother, what are you discussing? I'm discussing the fact that I know everything, Benjamin. I know about the fake credit cards Eleanor took out in my name. I know about your scheme to have me deemed unfit. I know about the healers you've contacted. I know everything. Mother, that's absurd. I don't know what you're discussing. I think you really need medical assistance. You know what else I know, Benjamin? I know you lost your job 8 months prior, and that you've been living off my funds while lying to my face. I know about the trip to the Florida Keys that you paid for with my taken funds. I know many other things that are going to surprise you a lot when you see them in court. You're delirious, he stated, but his tone no longer sounded assured. Delirious? That how you describe a family plot to elder mistreat? Is that how you justify slapping your husband's parent on her own wedding day? Voice chilled. Attendees flinched some. Juliet's dad, silent through clash, neared panic disguised poorly. Mrs. Hughes, all emotional day upset. Discuss private calm later. Tone man bet wrong. Nothing private discuss, I firm replied. You public maid, response public. Attendee heads tennis match watched absorbed exchange. Carlos folder snapped echo venue. Mrs. Hughes, docs delivered explained. Legal starts immediate. Turned Ethan Juliet professional satisfaction. Certain suggest own legal finance guides contact soon. Juliet collapsed, dropped chair, sobbed uncontrolled echo venue. All ruined, murmured tears. Planned, worked, destroyed, dress once perfect. Wrinkled tear, marked, no, I stated nearing first post. Strike, destroyed lies, avarice, disrespect lack. Destroyed illusion treat people objects expect no results. Stopped front, forcing lookup. Happens mistake kindness weakness. Ethan to wife, trembling hand shoulder placed. Juliet, fix way find, something do, but eyes showed new late. Some bridges burned unrebuildable, fix way there. Ethan, I stated direct eyes first month's pain absent. Learn this, grow this, become hoped before covet corrupted. Voice softened slight, still child, but growth sans my aid, unit, inheritance, hard. Way like others, venue silence absolute, all present knowing witnessed family tie and definitive. Carlos I exit headed, leaving shocked attendees, newlywed pair perfect realm collapsed under 30 minutes as Carlos I exit walked, silence rear interrupted unexpected voice, wait Aurora, Lucy, Ethan's junior sibling, seated rear table through clash, ran us tears eyes, horror expression face, Aunt Aurora, Lucy trembled voice, knew nothing this, swear Ethan never told plans you. Lucy favorite niece always, 29 teacher close tie me post Ethan distance, known what do you, tried stop, looked eyes honesty known girlhood. No Lucy, I soft said, hand cheek placed, always different, never saw people opportunities exploit. Tears fell harder nodded, devastated brother acts, but why never tell money, Lucy queried confusion genuine. Why secret years, question deserved honest, especially respectful loving one. Because Uncle Robert I learned long money alters people, I explained. Attendees discreet near listen, seen families' inheritance ruined, friendships loans ended, kids' parents walking allowances see, decided simple live protect key relations. Lucy nodded slow, understanding decision wisdom, but Ethan different before, kids defended any hurt you, happened him, question held sister pain watched brother unrecognizable transform, happened him Juliet I sad, replied bitterness absent, happened greed love disguised, ambition sans values me protect effort, depriving learn responsibility consequences lessons, answer resonated venue, attendees engrossed, word Carlos respectful side stayed exchange, now neared ear murmured. Mrs. Hughes venue manager approaches, seems learned payment cancel, indeed, sturdy suited male, neared papers hands, serious expression, Mrs. Hughes manager tense said, just received irregular pay cancel notice, celebration contract guaranteed tomorrow morn, explain occurring, presence added, immediate reality layer crisis triggered, Mr. Martinez I replied, name recalled secret wedding pay talks, guarantee provided revoked extraordinary circumstances tonight light, gestured Ethan Juliet. Center venue despair statues, understand Martinez said, scene viewed decades social event experience, who responsible pay now, outstanding total $53,000, venue, meals, tunes, blooms, image services. Voice professional firm, clear someone solve immediate, Ethan reacted us nearing hesitant, Mr. Martinez misunderstanding must, mother can't cancel pay like, family, resolvable, voice desperation. Unheard before, man finally grasped situation magnitude, young man, Martinez forced patience professional, guarantee Mrs. Hughes personal private, legal right withdraw anytime, need alternate pay. Immediate or forced event suspend. Juliet neared stumbling, dress disheveled, makeup tear smeared. Can't this, yelled Martinez, wedding day, can't ruin wedding money issues, hysteria evident. Attendees murmured discomfort increasing. Ma'am, Martinez firmness growing, not ruining. Following signed terms. Unable provide alternate immediate. Ask all leave, suspend services. Ultimatum venue. Fell final verdict. Situation reality penetrated attendee minds, some bags grabbed, exits discreet headed, others fascinated drama unfold, accident spectators unable avert, Mother, Ethan said, tears. Eyes first childhood, please no did wrong, hurt you but 130 here, photos, memories can't destroy fight. Voice broke last, moment past child saw, Ethan, I calm surprised replied, not destroying. You destroyed greed love chose over, manipulation honesty over, public shame over respect deserve parent, word dagger-like, but needed said, but do what? Juliet desperate queried, looking leaving. Attendees explain how, pay how, panic evident starting grasp action implications true. Going do responsible people do, I replied. Ways earn honestly find, learn means live, discover work hard want. Instead expect others provide, voice stronger grown, decades wisdom pouring words. Carlos discreet neared murmured, Mrs. Hughes legal complete. Docs delivered, explained, nothing more here, message clear. Time leave, let Ethan Juliet face decision consequences sans my distraction presence. Lucy neared again hugged tight. Aunt Aurora, no always respect love, no matter Ethan happens. Words bomb wounded heart, reminding not all kin greed corrupted. And you mine, Lucy, I hug returned. Remember night important life decisions make. Remember character defined not have, but treat loved. Tears shoulder-soaked nodded, understanding lesson eyes unfolding. Martinez neared urgency greater. Ladies, gentlemen, need resolution immediate. Other commitments tonight, cannot staff keep. Indefinite sans pay guarantee. Professional patience running, pressure additional desperate situation adding. Have my contact, I Ethan Juliet last said. Ready real talk respect, values. Responsibility learned earned selves I look genuine apology offer did tonight, then talk. But that I added direct looking, first way find solve created mess own. Words those, turned eggs, it walked. Carlos leaving chaos full, despair, harsh deserved consequences reality. 3 days post-union, my unit refuge peace unexperienced years. Joseph over every morn coffee pastries local bake, ensuring okay. Post what called night Aurora dignity reclaimed. Visits bomb soul, reminding chosen kin value true self. Phone rang ceaseless 3 days. Ethan called 37. Messages anger initial to plead desperate. Juliet texted 14, each hysterical more. Parents' door twice showed. Demand fix caused mess, but ground held calm surprised self. Carlos morn arrived news expected. Devastating full scope. Mrs. Hughes. He balcony tea drank, received reports all fronts, Ethan Juliet evicted unit yesterday morn, venue legal recover $53,000 owed started, cards cancelled non-pay and living where now, I queried part. New answer, with Juliet parents, Carlos replied, apparently 2, bed unit 3 already live, situation tense, sources per. Expressions suggested tense conservative description reality. Afternoon. Balcony plants watering, familiar auto building front parked saw. Lucy but not alone, with her Amelia old property associate. Surprise Joseph back seat out. Aura, Lucy sidewalk yelled, talk need. Things no need. Apartment arrived. Faces urgency concern mix alert put immediate. Aunt Aurora, Lucy began. Folder hands official as Carlos ballroom carried. Investigating things wedding night since. Things no need before late too. Late what? I queried, tea pouring calm try stay. Amelia throat cleared spoke first. Aurora, last 3 days digging Ethan Juliet money situation. Found beyond imagine. Any, planning year more, Amelia continued. Folder open revealed Doc's stomach sick make. Evidence Juliet consulted lawyers senior mental competency specialize. Detailed plan legally incompetent declare. Control gain all properties. Joseph silent till, forward leaned grave, Aurora more. Night you left venue, overheard Juliet phone someone talk. Said old woman ruined all, but plan B still. Words, spine shiver sent. Plan B, I repeated, stomach clench fear anger mix. Lucy hand took squeeze gentle. Aunt Aurora, telling all gone senile, wedding scene evidence reality touch lost. Building case. Judge declare affairs handle can't. Betrayal magnitude expanded infected wound like. Not enough public shame. Home strip plan. Months conspire. now justified response cruelty evidence mental unfit. Use try, wickedness imagined possible surpassed, but not all, Amelia added, voice trembling. Discovered Juliet neighborhood rumors spread erratic behavior. Visited several neighbors, suggest. Report observed concerning anything. Defamation campaign systematic breathless left. Carlos scheduled meeting returned. Apartment entered tension thick found. Mrs. Hughes, C discovered recent maneuvers some expression serious ever seen. Additional news confirms friends discovered. Ethan preliminary petition filed yesterday. Carlos said, own folder docs pull, requesting court evaluate. Mental competency-based calls irrational behavior, erratic money decisions, provided sworn statements several wedding present witnesses, sworn statements, I queried, anger replace shock begin, kind statements Carlos papers consulted answer before, statements describe unjustified emotional burst innocent young pair against, statements characterize money decisions vengeful destructive. Statements suggest lost rational decisions make ability. Lucy hand squeezed tighter. Aunt Aurora convinced several guests signed declarations. Most understand not really night occurring. Just saw old woman newlyweds attacking. Voice frustration contained saw truth but powerless prevail feel. But good news too. Joseph intervened smile contrasted situation gravity dramatic. Turns out people sighed. More imagine they. Own cell showed, stunned left. Joseph, this what? I queried, social video thousands views appeared. Aurora, remember guests recording night. Well, videos viral gone some. People not seeing seen, I'll old woman innocent pair attack. Seeing dignified woman truth reveal years abuse manipulation. Amelia phone too leaned look. Aurora, comments videos favor overwhelmingly your people. Praise courage, dignity pressure under, boundaries set decision. Some share own family abuse stories, become symbol resistance seniors exploitation against. Carlos approved nodded, public response, invaluable case court goes if. Difficult argue mentally incompetent someone when thousands applaud logic justice actions. But something else no need, I said, decision considering last 3 days making. If Ethan Juliet gameplay want, public legal battle turn want, discover exactly messing who. Stood desk walked own docs folder preparing bin. These 3 days, contact several lawyers elder abuse, specialized documenting all, intimidating visits, implicit threats, property strip conspiracy, even Juliet slap. Out took photos swollen cheek wedding immediate taken, medical physical assault. Evidence, want war, I continued determination decades absent felt, war have, but terms my, resources my, truth side my fought. Furthermore, I added smile surprise self, decided do something should. Years ago, tell full story publicly going, show world exactly happens greed family love disguised when, room energy new filled, energy people justice side new, resources prevail make, 6 months post. Nightlife before after divided, found self city key TV studio sitting, interview wait begin full story country tell, program lifetime stories, contacted Carlos wedding videos social 2 million views, accumulated after, story national symbol resistance family seniors abuse became, journalist Catherine Diaz, professional integrity respected woman, notes reviewed technicians lighting final. Adjustments made. Mrs. Hughes, she warm smile said, no inspired thousands courage your, received hundreds letters viewers similar situations lived these months. Many things changed. Legal case. Ethan Juliet build try against collapse spectacular when Carlos conspiracy evidence presented incompetent declare. Not only lost case, fined legal frivolity, ordered pay attorney fees my $45,000 amounted. Bankruptcy followed swift devastating. Ethan job lost employer public scandal found when. Juliet image consult business try start, but viral videos professional reputation ruined. Now. Suburbs 1, bed unit living, part-time jobs working, accumulated debts pay struggling. Air on 5 minutes, director announced. Cameras looked soon broadcast story millions homes, nervousness. Determination mix feeling, sighed Carlos, a peer agreed legal aspects explain case, Audience Joseph, Lucy, Amelia, difficult months support pillars. Most painful these months Ethan's complete silence. Ben post-legal loss, contact attempt no made, no forgiveness calls, no behavior explain letters, no actions wrong acknowledgement, decided easier hate me than face done reality as if, Juliet, hand, other, contact try several, messages legal threats evolved, desperate financial help please. Last message 2 weeks prior received said, Aurora, no mistakes made but family, Ethan stress sick. Pregnant time, please grandchild poverty grow let can't. Pregnancy news dagger heart like, grandmother going but grandchild resentment me filled home grow. However, learned life difficult lesson. Most can't save people save want not. Try do only behavior destructive perpetuates. Mrs. Hughes start 30 seconds, Catherine informed, deep breath took, thought all people videos seeing after wrote. Own family abuse stories tell, seniors children finances control took. Parents irresponsible adult kids emotionally blackmailed. Grandparents grandchildren see not threatened if support financial. Provide not live 321. Camera red light on. Catherine introduction rehearsed perfect began. Evening good welcome lifetime stories. Catherine Diaz M tonight us with Aurora Hughes. 68 woman story. Nation shocked. Family abuse seniors issue national debate center put. Mrs. Hughes, Catherine continued me turning. 6 months son wedding events after. Feel how no story inspired many people. Question direct compassionate, start own terms allow. Grateful feel I replied, voice stabilize feelings spoke as. Grateful painful something son relationship loss other people similar situations help. Served months lonely confused felt, wondering wrong one if I. Now know went through common more admit like any us. Catherine nodded notes consulted. Tell years leading night, started realized. Something right not relationship son fiancé your. Question waiting had. Opportunity explain emotional financial abuse develops gradually, almost imperceptibly how. Started small things I explained. Signs early ignored love out recalling. Comments age my about. Suggestions self-care longer could. Subtle pressures decisions make truly benefited them. Family abuse rarely begins blows shouting or begins slow erosion self, confidence your question own reality make you with. Carlos forward leaned add legal context. What Aurora describes classic pattern elder abuse cases see we, perpetrators. Especially family members when, use psychological manipulation tactics before coercion direct forms more proceeding. Insidious disguised loving concern as because, and revelation moment, Catherine. Asked when decided expose truth financial situation your, question new come would, required explain life difficult decision most. Slap, I replied simply, when Juliet slapped me ballroom middle 130. People front apartment keys hand over refusing for. New cross line ignore couldn't she. Moment that, understood no longer protecting family actions consequences from about. Protecting myself. Continuing abused be from about. Interview 45 minutes continued, covering story aspects all. Talk decision live simply privacy protect. Years secret financial support provided. Conspiracy. Incompetent declare. Legal battle followed. Each answer designed not only story tell my, but educate others warning signs resources available about. Mrs. Hughes, Catherine said program end near. Message son for if watching interview tonight he, question difficult most, dreading hoping both had. Camera direct looked chance Ethan watching knowing. Ethan, listening if you, no want still love you I, always love will because son my you, but loving someone mean allowing abuse you not. Loving someone mean sacrificing dignity their convenience for naught. Loving someone mean becoming victim. Greed there not. Heart doors always open you for I continued. Tears well eyes begin feeling. But only if walk them through can honorable man tried raise you be as. Only if I look me can accept. Full responsibility actions your. Only if show can learned family built love respect on, not opportunism manipulation on, and all people watching this recognize own story mine recognize, I added, Audience broader addressing, want know you dignity treated be right have, no matter age your, right have own decisions make money your, home your, life your about, right have set boundaries family members treat badly you with, and right have seek help those boundaries violated when. Cameras off turned, studio production crew applause erupted, Catherine hugged tears eyes her, Aurora, powerful. Interviews ever done one was that, going change lives, Carlos nodded respectfully, knowing achieved something bigger legal case winning than, night that, drove back apartment Joseph, Lucy, Amelia, with felt peace more years than been, told story my, defended truth my, used pain others help, no matter future held Ethan with, new done right thing, Aurora, Lucy back seat said, so proud you of, turned worst experience life you're something protect thousands people will into. Words heart resonated home arrived as, apartment Juliet once coveted now truly home felt again, not legal battle won, because, but finally learned value self enough demand respect deserved. Discovered sometimes only way save relationship willing lose it be, and prepared bed that night, new set important example. Life my, never too late stand up yourself, never too old demand dignity, true love sometimes requires difficult decisions most, story my ended but life just beginning again, 2 years passed since, night life before after divided my, as right lines these, sitting same balcony used water plants my reflect silent humiliations thought endure had mother's love out. How different world looks when finally find courage put price dignity you're on. Morning began like all last 18 months with call Carmen, coordinator Aurora Hughes Foundation Seniors Protection for. Yes, decided use name my charitable organization founded part redirected inheritance my with. Aurora, 23 new cases week this have we. Carmen informed sadness determination. Mixture characterizes us work field this those. All patterns similar. Adult children pressuring older parents property money or for. Every case desk my across comes like looking mirror passed into. Yesterday, reviewed file 72 woman whose daughter convinced sell house her good own for, only discover money financed failed business vacation Europe in. Day before yesterday, 69 man whose twins blackmailed emotionally. If lend not $50 zeros, zero, never. See grandchildren again will you? Irony lost not me on. Turned worst personal experience most meaningful life purpose my into. Foundation helped more 400 seniors regain control finances there. Properties there importantly most self-esteem there. Have lawyers specialized, social workers, psychologists, support system wish had when felt lonely confused so. Joseph still dearest neighbor my. Although now also Foundation Vice President my, 72 years filled energy renewed since started giving lectures detect family manipulation how. Aurora told me week last cases reviewing as never. Thought golden years include becoming detective dysfunctional families for, but best adventure ever had. Lucy moved adjacent unit year ago. After divorce marriage lasted only 8 months, decided needed close bravest person knows she. Working foundation educational director given purpose never found traditional teacher career her in. Aunt Aurora tells me frequently, taught me sometimes real family comes not blood from, but those choose respect you unconditionally from. Success public story my brought consequences unexpected. Book wrote help, investigative journalist national bestseller became. When love hurts, elderly woman fights back. Sold more 200 zeros, zero copies. Royalties all go directly foundation to. Letters receive readers from living testimonies, experience, my resonated thousands home. Where silence norm been had, Carlos still financial advisor my, but now foundation principal accountant also. Experience handling legal aspects confrontation, Ethan my become invaluable asset helping others similar situations. Mrs. Hughes told me monthly meeting our during. Recovered more $3 million properties savings abusive family members illegally obtained had. Question everyone asks me. Comes up every interview deep conversation every, if Miss Ethan. Answer complex painful. Miss Child was he, young man shown flashes kindness honor. Miss Illusion family thought had we, but Miss Knock. Last year's manipulation, emotional blackmail, systematic disrespect. Ethan contact try exactly 3 times these years during. First 6 months television interview after when apparently co-worker show scenes started treating differently him. Second when son his grandson my Oliver, born 14 months ago. Third 3 months ago when Juliet left him, taking baby half-meager possessions there. Each time called, ask financial help, never offered genuine apology or acknowledge harm caused had. Pattern thought remains identical, sees problems external injustices as not decisions his consequences as. Last conversation lasted less 5 minutes ended when said mom, pride your more important grandson you're then. Replied clarity surprised me. Ethan, dignity my exactly important grandson my as, hope dig. One learns lesson better you did then. First time ever hung phone son my on, and strangely liberating also. Topic Oliver, grandson my, only one still make cry me can. 14 months old not know me. When Juliet left, took all family photographs, including few had him of. Created trust fund college education, his administered Carlos by, available turns 18 when, regardless relationship have then by. Maybe Amelia tells me weekly dinners are during, when Oliver older, seek own answers happened family his about. Maybe find courage no grandmother his himself for. Amelia become closest confidant. My, especially since also had set difficult boundaries toxic family members decade ago. What surprises most these 2 years how much physical mental health improved have. During last year's Ethan, Juliet with developed chronic insomnia, constant headaches, anxiety kept permanent alert state. Doctor says current tests show stress levels woman 10 years younger. Aurora, Dr. Hernandez told me, last checkup during impressive how body responds eliminate sources toxic stress when, blood pressure perfect, sleep restorative, even posture improved, right he's, walk upright more, voice firm, sounds hands no longer tremble important decisions make when. Flower shop worked closed year ago, but found new passion community garden helped establish building in, teach other older residents. Medicinal plants organic growing techniques about. Activity connects earth with people appreciate accumulated wisdom instead seeing obsolescence as. Current routine includes 3 days week foundation. Offices at 2 days visiting homes seniors need emotional support, who, weekends dedicated writing second book my. This one focus practical strategies, detecting preventing family financial abuse cases. Handled we based on, apartment once greed source now space peace creativity, converted Ethan's old room office receive people need guidance where, walls filled thank letters, photos families help. Reconcile healthy way, diplomas universities given lectures where, one rewarding experiences period this, becoming mentor other older women facing similar situations. Margaret, 74 old, came foundation 6 months ago after son sold car permission without pay gambling debts off. Worked together 3 months last week sent photo smiling car knew her bought own savings after recovering money. Legally Aurora Margaret wrote letter her in. Taught me setting boundaries not cruelty, survival it's, taught me self, love not selfishness, necessity it's, taught me never too late stand up yourself. For words reminded why all pain worth it, reflecting these 2 years, understand story my not have traditional happy ending whole family reconciles live happily ever after where, but has something. Better has authenticity, dignity reclaimed, purpose transcends personal pain my. Learned sometimes greatest demonstration self. Love walk away those insist hurting you from. If could send message. Past to Aurora walked wedding venue 2 years ago that say her have courage. About happen painful will. But other side awaits life authentic more imagined possible ever. Peace awaits you. Peace comes knowing never again allow anyone treat you disposable as if. Tonight, finish writing reflections these as look future renewed hope with. Tomorrow, meeting senators discuss new legislation. Better protect seniors family abuse from. Next week, inaugurating Foundation 3rd Regional Center. Next month, beginning documentary series topic this broadcast nationally will. Life 70 richer. Meaningful more authentic more 68 at was. learned end toxic relationship not loss, liberation it's, discovered true family chosen much inherited as, proved never too late write new chapter own story. You're in, when people ask regret did night that if, answer always same, did like story my, and which city listening from you, meet comments let's, if like story, support can super thanks sending sub. Keep bringing stories like this can I. Thank much sweet support you're for. Looking forward comments your story on, screen on, seek in 2 new life stories highly recommend I. Much more channel my on. Forget not subscribe. See next life story love respect with.